Doug Karsch, Scott Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket, 248-539-9797. Feedback coming into the Karsch Anderson inbox, and we want to know, look, did anything that you saw in this NFL's postseason leading up to the Super Bowl strengthen your resolve? And I think this is one of the things that happens after every championship is, okay, our team needs to follow this template. And it's probably overplayed. I'll just give you one thing that's so minor. It really is minor. And actually Kang pointed it out this morning, so I don't want to take, but it was his observation. And that is Charbonnet blows out his knee in the San Francisco game, but they got two running backs there, obviously, and nobody had more than 6 carries. No running back had more than 6 carries the entire postseason run other than Kenneth Walker. I really hope they can hang on to David Montgomery. I think the Montgomery Gibbs thing is really, really important, but it may be a cap thing, and if they don't have David Montgomery, they have to replace him. But they have two really good backs there. Kenneth Walker obviously had a huge day, but at the end of the day, you got to that's one minor thing that it's just a reminder. Don't go into next year with Jahmyr Gibbs, Sione Vaki, and Craig Reynolds.
I really like David Montgomery as a runner because he runs hard. He's sneaky faster than you expect him to be, but he gets the tough yards. The guy always falls forward. He blocks extraordinarily well, and he also catches the ball in the backfield. But it's those last two things I mentioned that really give him the value. It's because he blocks and because he is a guy who can catch out of the backfield. But if you're going to clear up cap space, that's a way to do it. And this year's running back class, I think, is pretty good in terms of the college guys coming out. These aren't guys you have to take in the first 3 rounds. There's going to be guys you can take in the 4th round. And I don't think the Lions have a 3rd round pick, but they're the 2 running backs from Penn State. What I keep bringing up, I think both of those guys are really good. And the running back from Indiana is awfully good as well. And then you're going to find other guys throughout that are just good players. And I think I'm not terribly concerned about getting that second running back if they have to let Montgomery go. But you'd like to spend the resources of a draft pick somewhere else other than running back, I guess is the issue that I have. But we'll see. We don't know how much cap space the Lions have because right now they're in cap space hell. Right now they still don't know the decision from Taylor Decker if he's going to come back or not, and does that create another hole on the offensive line that they have to fill? We don't know how they're going to get out of it, how many contracts are going to have to restructure, and what the actual number is that they have to work with. But, it's February 9th. So, free agency starts in a month, basically? So they're going to have these answers soon. I would expect we hear something in the next week or two from Taylor Decker, wouldn't you?
I would hope so. I mean, if they've learned from anything with the Ragnow thing is don't get caught off guard. And, it might not be fair because I think players throughout the offseason, I think what happened with Ragnow, and one of the reasons why the announcement came so late, is his body wasn't responding. He went through the offseason. It's time to get ready for the coming season, and his body simply wasn't responding. And he said, I can't do it. But that's, your employer has to know. They have to know if they are going to be able to, count on you for the coming season. I think they got to make sure that they have a real clear picture of what Taylor Decker's going to do, because either A, that frees up a bunch of cap space, and it also B, would free up, would add something that they need to address. And so, that's something that needs to get sorted out. Probably number one on the to-do list. Maybe they already know, but I think you're right. I think they got to find out about Taylor Decker. As far as the running back position, yeah, I mean, I feel like that position is really, really good this year, and in terms of the draft. And I completely agree with you that you can get a guy outside of one of the top 2-3 rounds that could be helpful. But the bottom line is, going back to Montgomery, I hope they can work. I hope whatever they need to do, the cap space, they can work it out so they don't have to cut him. I really like David Montgomery, and that's a big question.
And he made comments last week. He wants to be here, and I think he's all excited about the new offensive coordinator that's coming in here because of the running game they were able to establish for the short time he was in Arizona. I mean, one year they had an outstanding running game, and it wasn't all Kyler Murray. A lot of it was James Conner had a really good year. So it's got to be exciting for the running backs and a team to see the new OC come in, and that's what he wants to do. Moving forward, he's going to want to run the ball. You want to be part of that.
Yeah, when I mentioned that to you this morning, Doug, it's obviously because I like David Montgomery a lot for this team. I think he provides a ton of value. And the fact that, obviously we saw Kenneth Walker have to carry much of the load because of what Charbonnet, getting hurt and all. But I also, every single year, I feel like everybody says this. You can always get a running back in the draft. I don't even care. I don't even have to look at the 2032 draft to tell you that there's going to be a running back that can help teams in the second, third, fourth, fifth rounds. That's why people were in such uproar when they drafted Gibbs in the first round. Yep. Okay. So to me, yeah, you can get a rookie running back, but that's a rookie running back. I trust David Montgomery a lot more than any rookie running back in this class. I'll tell you that right now. And I really hope they find a way to make it work. And as far as what I learned, Doug, from the Super Bowl, I learned that everyone today is going to overreact to how to build a Super Bowl championship. Right. And it's about complementary football. Like the Seahawks, yes, their defense is clearly fantastic. They also had to score 30-plus points to beat the Rams to get to the Super Bowl. Sometimes you lean on your offense, sometimes you lean on your defense. So what I learned is know your identity and embrace that identity. The Seahawks was defense mostly this year. That was their identity. If the Lions is, hey, we're going to put 40 on you every day, yeah, lean on that. But then, like I said, complementary football. The defense is going to have to step up at certain times in the game or certain weeks. And that's how the NFL works, So whatever your identity is, lean into that. And that's what I think will get you the furthest. And I think Seattle did.
Feedback coming in here to the Karsch Anderson inbox, 248-539-9797. The Seattle trade on them a Super Bowl because they were smart about it. The Stafford trade, net the Lions nothing. Brad Holmes is just average. That's the big difference. I don't know what the Seattle trade on them a Super. Maybe got them a Super Bowl is what he meant. I wouldn't say the Stafford trade netted the Lions nothing.
I don't know how you could ever say that.
It hasn't produced as much. Not as much.
A Super Bowl, but it totally changed this team around.
These have been the best Lions teams of our lifetime. So you can say it produced nothing. It hasn't produced the mountaintop yet. We all get that, and that's not good enough. Brad Holmes has to get him over the top. He has to find that next move that gets him over the top. But to say the Stafford Goff trade netted the Lions nothing, I think is completely dismissive. I mean, I guess if you have a black and white binary system of judging things, you're a champion or not, then okay. But there's a lot in between those two things, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to build it up there. And look, I think that the easiest, people will say it's an excuse. I really don't care because I think this is the button I pressed for the last 2 years. They were devastated by injuries. Mm-hmm. It killed their chances.
But you have to find a way.
Just like you would say that, hey, why didn't Kansas City win this year? Devastated by injuries. Why isn't Cincinnati been able to get back to it? Devastated by injuries? You can't ignore it and say it's not a factor.
I mean, look, did Denver have their chances hurt when Bo Nix went down? It sucks, and you still have to account for it. Brad Holmes needs to find a way to build up better depth with this team, keep adding to the depth so that the injuries aren't as costly in the future. But to say they netted him nothing, I mean, I don't know what this person does for their line of work, but is your line of work in your business, are you the best in the country at it, or are you just successful? Because if you're not the best of the country at it, you're nothing? No. They have had success. Not good enough, agree. But to say that has netted them nothing, I think is overly punitive, or who has higher standards? This guy does. 248-539-9797. I'm getting called out. We'll get to that today at 10:32. Champ and Chump votes are coming in. My champ of the weekend is the kicker from the Seahawks. My chump is Dan Campbell. Hey, Dan Campbell, kicking field goals can win you the game. I'd have to go back and look at all those situations and see. My guess is Campbell would have gone for it more than Mike McDonald did, but Campbell.
I think that's pretty safe to say.
Campbell is got to look at how he's doing things and decide what he can do better. I don't disagree with that.
Well, I mean, the first field goal is a 4th and 7, at the 14-yard line. I think they're going to kick the field goal in that situation.
Yep.
That's safe to say.
Yep.
Second field goal happened on a 4th and 14 at the 21. They're going to kick that field goal. The third field goal ends up being a 4th and 3 at the 23 with 11 seconds left. You're probably taking the points. So that you end the half at 9-0. Then you get a field goal in the second half, 4th and 9 at the 22. No, they're kicking that field goal. And the last field goal they get was 4th and 4 at New England 8 with 5.5 to go.
What was the score?
And the lead was 26-7. I think that one they probably go for it.
From 19 to put them up. If they kick the field goal, go up 29-7 to go up 22 points.
Yeah.
It's just because the only one that I question whether or not Dan Campbell would win for it is the first one. I think he might have gone for it on the first
4th and 7?
Yep. I think he might have. I said might have. That's the only one I think he might have.
And I think the only one thing he might have would have been this last one at 4th and 4 with 5.5 to go. But yes, if you kick the field goal, it's 20. You're up by 22. It's 3 scores.
248-539-9797. Champ Michigan State hockey team. Chump Lindsey Vaughn. 41-year-olds don't go downhill. Well,
oh boy.
Yeah, that was a. It's a sad end. And also, I mean, I'm not going to say predictable, but
you want me to say it?
Go ahead.
And a predictable.
I don't know. Didn't she clip her pole? So it had nothing to do with her knee, but.
Or you could say 41-year-olds do go downhill.
Yeah, a little sense. Yeah.
Good point.
It's Karsch Anderson, 97.1.